To say how very delighted and honored I am to stand in this great cathedral and in this great pulpit and be a part of this worship service this morning. I certainly want to express my deep and sincere gratitude to my dear and abiding friend, Bishop Pike, and to Dean Bartlett, and all of the other persons who work in such a noble manner here for extending the invitation for me to come. I cannot stand in this pulpit this morning and in the city of San Francisco, without expressing my deep and abiding appreciation to all of the persons who took time out of their busy schedules, both clergymen and laymen, to come to Selma and Montgomery, Alabama, to be a part of our mighty struggle there for freedom and justice. As I've said so often, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And one cannot stand idly by in any community, however far it may be from the particular area of struggle, and not be concerned. And I'm so happy that there were concerned people in this area of the country who came in large numbers to make a witness for freedom and justice. Racial injustice is still the Negro's burden and America's shame. And we will never rise to our full maturity as a nation. And we will never realize the American dream until we can remove this terrible cancer from the body politic. And this, after all, is what the whole struggle is about. It is not just a lot of noise and needless marching, but it is at bottom a struggle to establish a reign of justice and a rule of love all over this nation and in every community. And we know this morning, as we stand and sit bare under the scrutiny of God, that no section of our country can boast of clean hands in the area of brotherhood. And we are challenged to work with renewed vigor, with passionate determination to make brotherhood a reality. And so I just wanted to say a word of thanks and to express my personal appreciation and that of all those who work with me for the financial and the moral support that we have received from this area of the country. I need not remind you that our struggle is very difficult and it's very costly. And it is always a big lift and a deep source of encouragement when friends of goodwill will send us financial support to keep our struggle going and to keep our staff moving in areas all over the South in order to make the right to vote a reality for all of the deprived Negroes of that area. But I did not come here this morning to talk about civil rights I came as a minister of the gospel to preach a sermon in this great and beautiful cathedral. And I certainly want to commend you for the completion of this beautiful, lasting cathedral. And the first, I understand, of the major Episcopal cathedrals to be completed in our nation. So it is an additional joy to me. It is not up on one side and down on the other, but it is complete on all sides. Now, John is saying something quite significant here. And so often we look upon the book of Revelation as a difficult book, puzzling to decode. And certainly we accept everything in the book of Revelation as a record of actual historical occurrences. It is a difficult book shrouded with impenetrable mysteries. But if we will look beneath the peculiar jargon of the author, what biblical theologians would call the prevailing apocalyptic symbolism, we will find in the book of Revelation many eternal truths which forever confront us. And one such truth is the truth of this text. For what John is really saying is this, that life at its best and life as it should be is a life that is complete on all sides. And so there are three dimensions of any complete life to which we can fitly give the words of our text, length, breadth, and height. Now, the length of life, as we shall use it here, is not its longevity, not its duration, not how long it lasts. It is the push of a life forward to achieve its own personal ends and ambitions. It is the inward concern for one's own welfare. The breadth of life, as we shall use it here, is the outward concern for the welfare of others, and the height of life is the upward reach for God. These are the three dimensions of any complete life. And unless these three are concatenated, working harmoniously together, one fails to live a complete life. Now let us begin with the length of life.